I gentle parented my autistic son for the last 9 years. He's almost 9 years old. And I'm going to share with you three things that I notice different about him compared to other kids that I see, including neurodivergent kids. Hello, my name is Marcela Collier. I'm a certified parenting coach, and I am the mom of an autistic son. So, thing number one thing that I notice is he's a high masking child. He is level one autistic. He can do a lot of things. He goes to school, and then he is gifted. And then he could get away with a lot of masking in social situations, but I do know my son. And I do know when he's masking. And I do know when he's trying to be not him. So the number one sign that I've seen after gentle parented him for 9 years is that he doesn't mask in our home. And that's such a gift because growing up, I'm an autistic person as well. I grew up in an environment where I needed to mask, even in my own home, to not be punished. When children feel that it's not safe to be fully them, they will mask to please their parents, to please the environment, to survive. Because my unmasked self might not be the well-behaved child that people expect. When my son is unmasked and he's feeling sensory overwhelmed, he yells. And he might cover his ears and yell. If he doesn't like something, he's going to voice it. And many times he voices it through his body. But then this is something that he knows he's able to be him because he knows he's not going to be punished. He's not going to be penalized for being him, for having sensory overload and yelling. Instead, he's going to be embraced and he's going to be understood. And if anything, it, he is more receptive to my guidance because he feels accepted. So that's the first thing that I see, the masking situation. He doesn't mask at home, he masks at, in the neighborhood, in the community, because he has to mask. So he knows who he can show his authentic self to. Now, a lot of the times, our his behaviors may stir up things in me, may stir up anger, may stir up frustration, may stir up annoyance. So, for example, if he's dealing with sensory overwhelm, very possible I am too. So he's yelling, kind of like gets under my skin. But I know how to remain secure. I know how to help myself. I walk around with my noise canceling headphones, and I have emotional regulation skills that I apply on myself to remain safe for him at all times. If you want to raise an autistic child who does not mask with you, create an environment of trust and safety. Create it, and you will. You will. If they feel free to be them, they will show them, because it's a big burden to mask 100% of the time. It's too much. It's a heavy load. I carried it for a long time. And I'm so glad that I don't have to carry it anymore, because the family that I formed with my husband is a family that's fully accepting. And I don't have to mask my way even in my own house. So work on your skills to show up as that secure parent, so your child feels free to unmask in front of you. If you need help with breaking down from reactivity and showing up to your autistic child with a lot more peace. I have a free class that will help you. It's in hicparenting.com. The link is up here, it's in the description below. Number two, the meltdowns. The meltdowns. So my son, he still has autistic meltdowns, but they are not mixed with fear. I did foster care for a long time, and I know how autistic children who do not trust their parents look like when they're in a meltdown. They're melting down, but at the same time, they're trying to avoid their parents. They try to shut down, or they're trying to hit and throw things. When my child melts down, he melts in my arms. Sometimes he gets a little, scratchy because he feels he has this need for sensory stimulation during a meltdown. So I might end up scratched, but that when that happens, I hand him something that he can manipulate, and he's okay with it. So I can see the difference that his meltdowns are not the same meltdowns that I've seen in the other kids. They're different. His meltdowns are more overwhelmed, mixed with sadness, I would say, but not. I don't see the fear in his eyes. Number three, thing that I see after raising my autistic son with gentle parenting for 9 years is that I see him with more skills, more emotional and social skills to communicate his feelings. Because in my house, we do emotional intelligence work. One of the tools that we use is the Navigating Feelings Toolkit. By the way, if you want to access this toolkit, it's on my website, hicparenting.com. And we use other things, but we raise our children, my husband and I, from the understanding that every behavior communicates a need. And if my child is yelling, if my child forgot to close his drawers again, if my child is having behaviors that people label as misbehavior, they're just communicating a need. And then we, from that understanding, we raise our son, teaching him how to communicate those needs. And from that training, from all these years, I've seen that when he's at the playground, he has more language and more skills to say, hey, guys, I don't like this, back away, or I'm going to move, I'm going to have a break because I'm not feeling well at the moment. I don't like this game. I've seen him verbalizing his feelings a lot easier than other kids that are not growing up with emotional intelligence tools. So those are basically the three things that I've seen in my son, autistic son. He doesn't mask around us. His meltdowns are not mixed with fear. And number three, I see that he has more social emotional skills. So that's why I wanted to share with you. And if this video helps you, would you send it to a parent friend? Send it right now, share with them, say, hey, maybe these three things will help us raise emotionally secure autistic children. And if you're like, I resonate with all of this. My child doesn't mask around us. My child is free to express his emotions. Send it to your spouse. Say, hey, we're doing a good job. Watch this video. Because a lot of the times as autism parents question ourselves a lot. I wonder if we're doing the right thing. I wonder if we're responding correctly. I wonder if we're doing something wrong. You're not doing anything wrong. You are a secure parent for your child. Pat yourself in the back, hug yourself, give yourself a kiss. That kiss went to yourself. And I want to tell you that it only takes understanding of yourself and of your children's needs to raise secure children. I'll see you next time.